Hello guys, welcome to my YouTube channel and we are continuing this series of interview preparation for the web development or the front end developer or React JS developer. And in this particular series, now this is the seventh or eighth video. And in this particular video, we are going to discuss about the question related to the CSS, which are asked in interview of our web development. Interview of web developer or the front end developer, React JS developer. For these two three roles, mostly related to the CSS, which question are asked. So we are going to discuss. And let me share my screen. And yeah, in this particular video we are going to discuss that question. So first question they will ask you about the x what is advantage of using CSS. So basically in this particular question you guys need to specifically mention the advantages of CSS, uh, to improve the our application or the web page style. By applying CSS, we are giving a different look to that particular. It's attractive, user friendly, all that things. You guys need to mention that things. Okay. Then second question they will ask you about what is box model. Like what is box model in CSS, and so basically, in this particular question, they will ask you about what is box model in CSS. In CSS, mostly like box model and grid model is there. So how box model is work, you guys need to mention that things, and then they will ask you like properties of box model, like which properties are used in that particular things and all that things. You guys need to mention that was thing specifically. Okay. Then they will ask you about the what are the different types of what are the different types of selector in CSS. Okay. So basically in CSS there is multiple kind of selectors like class based selectors, ID based selectors. So this I guess four kinds of selector is there. So you guys need to mention that, then explain one by one each, give one example of each. So it will answer will look little impressive. So yeah, this way you guys need to mention answer this particular question, like what are the different types of selector. So yeah, in the CSS this the four types of selector is there. I mentioned that specifically. Then mention then explain each one by one, and at the end of explanation just give example of each. If possible, share your screen, and by notepad using notepad plus plus or notepad, just give example of that. Yeah, this way we use that, so it will give more confident to you to answer the question. And then again it will little impressive for the interviewer as well, like yeah, candidate just don't know the uh, uh, we say that technical concept. He also has experience, or he has that knowledge, like how to use that, how that things impact on the development things and all that things. So this way you guys need to mention. Then what are the way, oh sorry, what are the way of styling HTML pages using CSS. Sorry. So look, in this particular things, you guys need to mention that in the HTML page, in how many ways you apply style to the HTML page. So there is internal, external. Yeah, okay. So in internal, or we say that it's inline CSS, not internal. Inline is a specific word. So in inline, what happen? You are mentioning some CSS to that particular tag or particular element in the itself in that particular line. So that is inline. In external, what happen? We are creating one file with .css extension, and we are returning our classes or our CSS inside that, and then we are importing that file to the our that particular web page in HTML web page, and we are just using that. Okay, so these are the some ways of styling HTML pages using CSS. Then some, I guess, not specifically this is this question is on the base of scenario basis, but sometime they will ask you about explain padding, margin in CSS. Look, if we see that this particular padding and margin, these are the like unit which are uh, used in CSS. But sometime this question is also asked in the like HTML part as well, like explain padding and margin, all that things with along with like what our inline and block element. That time they will ask this question in that particular part as well as this. But I am just saying this in overall scenario, you get maybe this kind of question as well, like explain margin and padding. So basically, what happen margin if we consider this particular line, okay? So what happened, the space between this, look, this name is there. If you see here is not anything, but this thin line is there, this dark line is there. So this particular space, so I'm just saying that what is margin, basically margin is only the upside of this, okay? We are applying margin from any side, left margin, right margin, top margin, but the space outside that particular thing is called as a margin, okay? Outside this block we are saying that margin, but that is not the case when we talk about the padding. What is padding? Basically padding is from all side, like inside the space between this and the this particular line. So in this particular, look, I let this is, but the space between this line and that, this is called as a padding. So this way, okay? So then they will maybe ask you about the explain various units to apply CSS, or various units used in CSS, like we use percentage, rem is there, px is there for padding, or pixel px is there. So this kind of, so they will ask you like explain various kind of units, various units in CSS. So you guys need to explain where what rem, px is for pixel, rem is rem, then percentile is there. So this kind of things you guys need to mention specifically, and then explain grid model in CSS. So you guys need to explain the grid, what is grid model and all that things in the this particular question. So thank you guys for watching the video, and please subscribe the channel and share this video so your friend also get help from this. Thank you guys.